Morphogenics podcast is it's a podcast that interviews or talks with and has discussions with people in the agribusiness as well as the food industries. So our aim is to have discussions and interviews with people doing interesting things in those industries. So I'm very happy to have you as a guest today on the podcast. Colin, what do you think people misunderstand about your industry the most?
I would probably say food safety, I think, and certainly still to this day, the functionality of ingredients. A good example would be the old-fashioned, if it's got monosodium glutamate, it's going to kill you. It's really not. It'll taste really good is effectively what it'll do. If you eat half a truckload of MSG, it probably won't do you any good. That's not really how it's used. So I think the misunderstanding of the food industry today is twofold. One, we have educated the consumer to be informed about functional food ingredients, but they're not informed to a level where they're experts. So therefore, if something has a preservative, they might not buy it. But they might buy something that may only have a shelf life for 5 days because it doesn't have a preservative. But guess what? They'll still be eating it in 7 and 8 days. Not a good idea. So just because it has a functional ingredient that is deemed to be bad for you, that's not correct. Everything's designed to suit the demand of the consumer. If they want something fresh, then great, go to Whole Foods and buy a carrot, right? Should it be an organic carrot or a conventional carrot? Well, that's another question. How much do you want to pay, right? It's all to do with cost. However, the other piece of the puzzle would be, does it really matter if you're going to boil it in a screw? Why the hell does it need to be organic? It doesn't, right? So the education the consumer feels that they have right now, I think, is getting there. And I don't think it's a bad thing, but they're not quite there. Not yet. Okay. Food safety is critical. And, I went into PetSmart last week, and one of the pet companies had to recall, and they'd done their own recall. It wasn't an FDA recall. Well, way to go. That's the way it should be. We do not want people dying of salmonella poisoning or any other pathogen poisoning. We need that food safety piece to be A1+. We have to protect the consumer at all cost, and that's not a monetary statement, that is a health statement. So right. That needs to be understood too, so that people get it, and understand that.
Okay, excellent.
Perfect. All right, well, it's a pleasure to meet you. Thank you so much.
Likewise, Colin, likewise. Have a great day further. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this information useful, please click the like button. And please subscribe to receive new information from the food and agribusiness industry. Thank you. Goodbye.